Hi, everyone, and welcome. If you've ever been lucky enough to experience Diwali, the Festival of Lights, you know that incredible visual, just thousands of diyas with those little lamps flickering everywhere, and the smell of marigolds, the sound of fireworks, that amazing feeling of warmth and people coming together. But today, we want to go a bit deeper than that surface sparkle. We're aiming for, let's say, the shortcut to really getting the philosophy behind it all. Because at its absolute core, Diwali is about Lord Rama's homecoming, returning victorious after that long 14-year exile and defeating the darkness represented by Ravana, the demon king.
Exactly. And when you look at the philosophy, it's clear this isn't just treated as a historical event. It's seen as an eternal allegory. Rama's a physical return becomes this huge symbol for something bigger, the restoration of dharma. And dharma, well, think of it as this perfect alignment, right? The harmony between how the cosmos works and how we should act, sort of righteous action. So the really deep story here is that welcoming Rama, it's understood as this intense internal process, a spiritual journey, a personal conquering of your own inner darkness. The lights aren't just for some ancient king. They're ultimately meant to light up something inside you.
Wow, okay. That puts a whole different spin on it, doesn't it? So let's quickly revisit that story, the blueprint from the Ramayana. You have Rama, his wife Sita, his brother Lakshmana. They're exiled for 14 years. Long time. And during that exile, Sita gets abducted, which leads to this massive epic battle. And finally, good triumphs over evil, order over chaos. But that moment of return, that's the key for Diwali. The people of Ayodhya, his kingdom, they were just ecstatic. So they lit up the entire city, rows and rows of oil lamps, the diyas lining every path, every home, basically to guide Rama home on that really dark, moonless night.
And that amazing light show, it wasn't just celebrating, yay, the war's over. It was celebrating order returning after chaos, love returning after separation. It was righteousness reclaiming its place. And this brings us back to that central philosophical idea, or place rather, Ayodhya itself.
Yeah.
The name Ayodhya, it literally means the place that cannot be fought.
Cannot be fought.
Right. So if Rama's return is about restoring peace and righteousness, and he returns to a place that cannot be fought, it strongly suggests that Ayodhya isn't just a city on a map. It symbolizes a state of inner peace, a level of consciousness that's actually beyond conflict. You can only really lose it through, inner neglect, forgetting it's there.
Wait a second. So if Ayodhya is this inner state, this place beyond fighting, does that mean the whole conflict, the exile, was it kind of self-imposed in a way, like Rama's 14 years wandering? Is that a mirror for our own times of wandering, when we get lost in desire, distraction, doubt, pulled away from our own center?
That's precisely the philosophical interpretation, yes.
Yeah.
You're essentially living in exile when your inner world is ruled by chaos, by your own Ravana. So Diwali isn't just commemorating a homecoming, it's really an invitation to a personal transformation. And it has two main parts. First step, destroy the inner Ravana. Ravana, the demon king, he embodies all those negative internal things. Ego, that spiritual ignorance, the text called tamas, greed, things that cloud our thinking.
Okay, so conquer the inner demons first.
Exactly. Then, once that inner darkness is dealt with, the second step is to establish Inner Raja, your own kingdom of Rama. And this is the really crucial positive goal, building your own internal kingdom, a kingdom of, let's say, perfect self-governance, virtue, self-mastery, moral integrity, right there in your own heart. That is the victory the lamps are truly celebrating, the victory of inner light Jyoti over inner darkness.
That idea of building an inner kingdom of self-mastery, that's really powerful. And what's also fascinating, thinking about the story, is that Rama doesn't return alone, does he? It seems like you need a whole toolkit of virtues to make that inner kingdom, that self-mastery, actually stick, to make it sustainable. So welcoming Rama back fully means welcoming the three key figures, or rather the lights they represent. Rama himself stands for wisdom, right? And righteous action. He is dharma embodied. Then there's Sita, his wife. After everything she went through, she represents purity, incredible endurance, devotion, that deep inner strength. And finally, Lakshmana, the super loyal brother. He embodies selfless service, discipline, beauty. It feels like you need all three working together, like a team, to keep that inner kingdom lit and stable.
Absolutely, you've nailed it. They work in concert. Rama's wisdom, if you think about it, without Sita's compassion and endurance, it could become cold, maybe even harsh. And his righteous action, without Lakshmana's dedication and service, it might lack follow-through, loyalty to the actual goal.
Right.
The light that lasts, the sustainable light, comes from bringing all these qualities together within ourselves. It's a collective illumination. Now let's maybe shift focus slightly. From these big figures in the story to the simplest, most common ritual object of the whole festival, the dharma, that little clay lamp. The symbolism packed into that humble lamp is, well, it's incredibly direct and quite profound. Philosophically speaking, the parts of the lamp map directly onto our own consciousness. It's quite neat, actually. The oil in the lamp that represents the ego. The fuel of our attachments, our self-centered desires.
Okay, the ego is the fuel. Makes sense in a way.
Then the wick. That's seen as representing our mind, or maybe more accurately, the path of our attention.
As the wick, okay.
And then the flame itself, that beautiful light that represents our highest awareness, our consciousness, the spark of the divine within.
Wow. Okay, so lighting a diya, it's not just putting a light out, it's like a mini meditation in action.
It really is. That act of lighting, it becomes a symbol. You're allowing awareness, the flame, to burn steadily on the wick of your focused mind, your mindfulness. And crucially, what fuels it? It's fueled by the gradual surrender of the ego, the oil being consumed.
So the light consumes the ego.
In a symbolic sense, yes.
Yeah.
When you commit to keeping that flame of awareness bright, the darkness, meaning ignorance, negativity, it just naturally dissipates. So lighting a diya is like making a statement, a prayer almost. May my awareness burn brightly, fueled by letting go of my ego and shine through the night of my own ignorance.
That really connects the big spiritual ideas to something so simple and tangible.
Beautiful. So then how do the modern ways of celebrating all the spring cleaning, the feasts, the community aspect, how do they actually reflect this deep inner philosophy? I mean, we know families spend days, sometimes weeks, doing this massive cleanup before Diwali night. And thinking about it now, cleaning your house, getting rid of clutter, it does often feel like it clears your head too, doesn't it? It's almost like a physical way of decluttering your mind. Organizing the outside helps organize the inside.
That is exactly the connection tradition makes. Cleaning the home is absolutely seen as a symbolic purification of your mind and heart. You are quite literally sweeping away the dust of resentment, clearing out the mental clutter of old habits, grudges, negativity. You're making your inner space worthy, preparing it for that pure divine presence for Rama's return symbolically. It's all about preparation for transformation.
Preparation, right. And then lighting those rows and rows of diyas we talked about. It's not just making things look pretty. It's a visible declaration of that inner spiritual commitment. It symbolizes burning away negativity, bad karma, the ego, letting the soul's true light shine out. And finally, all the shared celebration, the feasting, the sweets, the gifts, being together. These reflect the joy, the harmony, the abundance that naturally returns to life, both inner and outer, when Rama is back in charge. It's the sweetness of restoration.
So, pulling this all together, what does it really mean for you listening right now, maybe in your daily life? The philosophical heart of Diwali, it seems, is this powerful, ongoing invitation. An invitation to undertake your own personal transformation, to consciously move from darkness to light, from ignorance to knowledge, from doubt and distraction back to that steady inner awareness. And maybe most importantly, it's a reminder, isn't it, that no exile, no matter how far you feel you've wandered from your best self, or how long you felt lost in the dark, none of it has to be final. We always have that capacity within us to light the lamps, to clean the inner house and reclaim that state of peace. Ayodhya is always there, waiting.
Beautifully put. And that message, it really is the pulse of the human journey, I think. This return of Rama. It's not just some story from long ago. It's the rhythm of the human heart, isn't it? We're constantly, losing our light a bit in the stress and chaos of daily life. And then, hopefully, constantly finding it again. Through awareness, through discipline, through choosing virtue. So maybe as you go through your week, instead of just thinking about external lights or decorations, you could consider your own inner Ayodhya. Reflect a little. Which of those 3 core virtues do you feel you need to actively welcome in right now? Is it Sita's patience and endurance? Is it Rama's wisdom and clarity of action? Or maybe Lakshmana's selfless loyalty and service? Making that conscious choice to cultivate one of those, that's the real essence of the homecoming. That's bringing the light back in.